Side sleeping. You know how your phone slips into low power mode when life gets rough? Side sleeping is basically your nervous system doing the same thing, except way cuter and with more drooling. Roughly half of humans default to this pose, which means the species collectively decided, yeah, this is the safest way to lay unconscious. Bio-wise, side sleeping is an overachiever. Your organs aren't getting pancaked, they're arranged in a way that says, we can actually do our job tonight. Breathing gets easier. Heart strain goes down. Your joints stop complaining. And your glymphatic system, the brain's nighttime janitorial crew, clears out metabolic trash like it's late for its shift. Basically, you're helping your brain detox so tomorrow's existential crisis hits with a fresh, clean headspace. Emotionally, side sleeping has big safety energy. Curling even slightly inward protects your organs and your heart, a micro-unconscious do not disturb sign. But if side sleeping is the people's champion, left side sleeping is the nerdy valedictorian who reads all the footnotes. Only a fraction of side sleepers stick to this consistently. But medically, it's elite. On your left, gravity becomes your digestive intern. Stomach contents flow smoothly, reflux chills out, and your intestines stop performing Cirque du Soleil. The thoracic duct, your main lymph highway, drains better, and blood returns to the heart more efficiently. Basically, left side sleeping is your biology whispering, thank you for finally cooperating. Evolution even backed this up. Efficient digestion once meant survival. Fewer parasites, more energy, less dying. So left side sleepers? You're unknowingly following an ancient optimization algorithm. Of course, nothing is perfect. Side sleepers risk shoulder pain, hip crankiness, and face smoosh wrinkles. Overcurling, though, can shrink your lungs. So, regular side sleeping is the cozy default. Left side sleeping is the premium, ad-free, fully upgraded version. The fetus position. Ah yes, the fetus position. Humanity's oldest, most universal I need a minute posture. About 30% of all sleepers curl into this protective crescent each night, which means many of us revert to factory settings the moment consciousness clocks out. Evolutionally speaking, this is the sleep equivalent of rebooting your emotional Wi-Fi. Biologically, the fetal curl is surprisingly sophisticated. Curling the spine opens space between vertebrae and can relieve pressure from discs, making this a go-to position for people with back pain or sciatica. Your parasympathetic nervous system, the calm-down circuitry, also gets activated, lowering heart rate and cortisol like your body is whispering, shh, we're safe now. And the psychology? It's juicy. Brain imaging shows that under stress or emotional overload, people instinctively curl tighter, mirroring this exact posture. It's the same shape we occupied in the womb, and apparently, our nervous systems never forgot the assignment. Every mammal has some version of this curled-up sleep pattern, because protecting vital organs while conserving heat was kind of a big deal when predators were a nightly concern. Not just overdue emails, but like your favorite coping mechanism, it's great, until it's not. Overcurling can restrict diaphragm movement, decreasing oxygen intake and making you wake up feeling like you slept inside a soda can. Hips and knees can get cranky too, especially if gravity is compressing everything into one spot. Still, the fetus position offers the strongest blend of evolutionary safety plus emotional comfort. Back sleeping. Back sleeping looks simple, like you're auditioning for peacefully deceased in a historical drama. But physiologically, it's the closest thing your body has to a factory reset. When you lie on your back, with your head aligned, and your limbs not reenacting a Greek tragedy, your entire skeletal system finally stops arguing with gravity. Spinal alignment? Chef's kiss. Your neck, shoulders, and hips rest in neutral like they actually get along for once. This position also gives your joints a break and keeps your face from getting mashed into a pillow, which means fewer wrinkles and less "I woke up looking like a topographical map" energy. And then there's the brain. Research shows the glymphatic system, your brain's waste-clearing night crew, works more efficiently when the head is properly positioned, making back sleeping a legit cognitive upgrade. Airflow also tends to be smoother if your airway stays open. And that's the catch. If you snore, have sleep apnea, or your tongue likes to fall backward like a bored teenager in gym class, back sleeping can sabotage your deep sleep without waking you. You'll just feel like you got hit by the emotional consequences of 3 all-nighters. If you've got acid reflux, gravity becomes your sworn enemy. Stomach acid basically says, "Oh, we're climbing tonight. Bet." Emotionally, back sleeping reflects a nervous system willing to stay open. No curling inward, no guarding the organs. It's vulnerable, expansive, and oddly monk-like. But it's also a position that demands precision. Wrong pillow, wrong mattress, or wrong angle, and suddenly you're a medieval peasant with neck pain. When done right, back sleeping is the Beyoncé of spinal recovery. When done wrong, it's a respiratory gamble with a side of acid reflux chaos, the soldier position. If back sleeping is the peaceful monk, the soldier position is the monk who also color codes their closet. Legs straight, arms at your sides, posture so perfectly aligned you look like you're waiting for orders from the afterlife. It's symmetrical. It's structured. It's a little terrifying if someone walks in on you at 3 a.m. Biomechanically, soldier sleeping is a tidy overachiever. With everything aligned in neutral, gravitational forces distribute evenly across your spine. That means less neck strain, fewer cranky shoulders, and a posture your chiropractor would absolutely frame on their wall. Many people who sleep this way report lower back stability and fewer morning creak and pop sound effects. Psychologically, though, this position has meaning. People who prefer soldier sleeping tend to value order, control, predictability, even in unconsciousness. It's like your nervous system said, "We rest, but professionally." The body stays open and exposed, signaling confidence, yet organized to an almost ritualistic degree. There's a quiet, "I run a tight ship" energy here, but here comes the fine print. When you lie, completely flat, gravity pulls the tongue backward, narrowing the airway. That's prime real estate for snoring or mild sleep apnea. If acid reflux is part of your personality, soldier pose can make it worse since stomach acid gets a free ramp upward. And without proper knee or lumbar support, some people wake up with lower back grumbles. Still, if your body naturally adopts this pose, it's not random, it's revealing. Soldier sleeping is what happens when your nervous system wants rest, but also refuses to surrender control entirely. The starfish. If every other sleeping position is trying to solve a problem, the starfish is just relaxing. Arms up, legs out, limbs claiming territory like you're trying to summon cosmic energy or win a mattress-based game of Twister. Only about 5% of people sleep this way, which makes sense. You basically have to feel safe to snooze like a human snow angel. Physically, it's a surprisingly elite posture. With your limbs spread wide, there's minimal joint compression, tons of space for your chest to expand, and a neutral spine. Assuming your mattress isn't made of regrets. People who sleep starfish style often experience fewer nighttime micro-awakenings and enjoy steadier breathing, probably because nothing's squished, twisted, or folded like origami. That openness also reduces facial pressure, meaning fewer pillow-induced wrinkles and less, "Why does my face look like it slept in a panini press?" energy, emotionally and evolutionarily. Fascinating. This is a zero defense posture. You're exposed, expanded, and taking up maximum space. Something our ancestors would have never done unless they were the apex predator or had absolutely given up on life. Modern starfish sleepers aren't reckless. They're relaxed to the molecular level. Their nervous systems aren't guarding anything. They stretch out like they own the place. Because in that moment, they do. But because no sleep position gets to be perfect, here's the fine print. Starfish sleepers are more prone to snoring and sleep apnea, since lying flat with the chest open still lets gravity tug the tongue backward. The arms up posture can also compress nerves in the upper arms, causing that "my limb disconnected from the server" tingling. And if you share a bed, you will smack your partner at least once a week with the rogue freedom limb, the reacher. If side sleeping is the chill default, the reacher, or yearner, is its dramatic over-caffeinated cousin. Arms stretched forward like you're trying to grab your future, your ex, or the last slice of pizza, even while unconscious. About 7% of people sleep this way, which means a notable percentage of the population is literally reaching in their sleep. Symbolism? Delicious. Biomechanically, it's a solid position with some flair. You get the usual perks of side sleeping: open airway, reduced snoring, smoother digestion, and happy spinal alignment, but with an added shoulder-friendly twist. Reachers often experience better circulation in the upper body because the arms aren't pinned under the torso like a hostage situation. That slight forward lean can also help oxygen flow, contributing to more vivid dreams and longer REM cycles. Now the psychology. Reachers are fascinating. Studies and sleep researchers note that people who sleep this way tend to be open-minded yet cautious. slow to decide but unstoppable once committed, which makes sense when you're literally sleeping like you're reaching for something yet refusing to overextend. It's the subconscious version of, I want it, but I need to think first. But every sleep pose has a plot twist. Keeping your arms forward all night can compress nerves, leading to that classic, why does my arm feel like it belongs to a different person? Sensation. Too firm mattresses also introduce torque in the shoulders, or twist the torso just enough to annoy your spine. And if you share a bed, your partner is getting poked. Reachers are menace-level cuddlers. The pillow hugger. If the reacher is chasing something in their dreams, the pillow hugger has already caught it and refuses to let go. This is the person who wraps themselves around a pillow like it's a long-distance relationship they're deeply committed to. It's adorable, it's revealing, and biomechanically, shockingly efficient. Let's start with the sciencey goodness. Hugging a pillow provides deep pressure stimulation, the same calming mechanism behind weighted blankets. This boosts serotonin and dopamine while dialing down cortisol. Basically, your pillow becomes a legal, affordable antidepressant. Researchers have found that this kind of pressure tells the nervous system, we're safe, you can chill now. On the structural side, pillow hugging is an unsung orthopedic hack. It keeps your spine aligned, prevents your torso from twisting, and reduces hip pressure because your upper leg has something to rest on besides your hopes and dreams. But the psychology is the real tea. People who sleep this way tend to be affectionate, connection-oriented, and emotionally attuned. It's comfort through simulated closeness. Your nervous system asking for softness, grounding, or just a sense that something is reliably there. Attachment researchers would have a field day, but in the simplest terms, it's human, it's tender, it's healthy. Of course, nothing is perfect. If your pillow is too flat or too tall, you can still wake up with neck strain, and gripping too tightly may slightly restrict chest expansion. But the pillow hugger is the coziest of all sleep styles, therapeutic, functional, and quietly revealing. Stomach sleeping. And now, we arrive at stomach sleeping, the position that screams, I crave comfort, but I'm willing to sacrifice my spine for it. Only about 14% of adults sleep this way, and honestly, you can spot them. They wake up looking peaceful, but move like someone unplugged their joints overnight. Here's the wild part. Stomach sleeping does have a few perks. Because your face is angled to the side and gravity pulls the tongue forward instead of backward, this position can reduce snoring and even mild sleep apnea for certain people. Some PTSD studies also note fewer nightmares, possibly because the body is too busy negotiating oxygen flow to produce plot-heavy dream content. And psychologically, it provides a grounding, weighted blanket-like sensation. Chest pressed into the mattress, limbs spread, everything held down. Anxiety brains sometimes love this. But now we get to the part stomach sleepers already know, but choose to ignore. This pose is a mechanical disaster. Your head has to rotate 90 degrees for hours, which places sustained tension on the cervical spine. Your lower back hyperextends, your chest compresses, and your diaphragm gets all the space of a carry-on suitcase. Lung capacity drops by about 20%. Your spine is basically writing hate mail. Evolution wasn't into this position either. Almost no primates sleep face down, because restricting breathing and immobilizing your neck is a bold choice when predators exist. The fact humans do it now is a sign of environmental safety, or modern anxiety, or both. And then there's the face situation. Pressing one side of your head into a pillow all night adds asymmetrical pressure that contributes to wrinkles, puffiness, jaw issues, and uneven facial symmetry. A dermatologist's recurring nightmare. Still, stomach sleepers persist, not because it's good for them, but because it feels immediately soothing. A trade-off between comfort and long-term consequences. The weirdo. And finally, for the elite tier of sleepers, the weirdos, so to speak. If every other sleep pose is a shape, the weirdo is a scribble. These are the people who fall asleep in a position that cannot be replicated by science, yoga, or any living vertebrate. Picture this. One leg straight, one leg at a 90-degree angle like it's auditioning for a geometry textbook. An arm under the pillow, the other flung backward like they're signaling for help in Morse code. The torso is twisted, the blanket is halfway across the room, and somehow their head is facing downward, but their body is facing east. Biomechanically, the weirdo is an evolutionary mystery. Your spine becomes a question mark. Your shoulders reenact a Greek tragedy. Your circulation? Consider it a choose-your-own adventure. And yet, these people wake up like, wow, best sleep ever. Psychologically, the weirdo position reflects a sleeper whose nervous system has said, rules? Never heard of them. These are the improvisers. They don't lie down, they collapse into entropy. Their brains enter REM by doing interpretive dance. Is this position good for you? Absolutely not. Is it terrible? Also absolutely not. It's chaotic neutral. Nature's shrug. If you sleep like this, congratulations. You have unlocked freestyle sleeping mode. Your spine may be confused, but your soul? Researchers have actually tried to map weirdo-style contortions in sleep labs, and the results were inconclusive because the participants kept rolling off the bed like spiritually confused rotisserie chickens. Now that you know why you sleep like a confused sea creature, let's talk about why you think like one too. The next video, Absolute Identity Crisis Fuel.